Good morning. It is a lovely day in Fiji. Today marks the day that we are completely done our outreach. Yay! It's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. There's some bittersweet stuff. I've mentioned that before. I'll mention it again. Made some amazing relationships with people in Suva, and now we're moving on. So that always is a bit bitter. And then exploring the rest of the world is sweet. So bittersweet. So anyways, I just wanted to say things, and I'm gonna just let it flow and see what comes out. It's number one, it's good to be done outreach. We've had an awesome team of people that we've worked with. They've sort of shifted and changed, many of them, over the course of the outreach. Leadership changes, people returning to base early, planned and unplanned, people shifting residences, and then we're sticking around a little bit longer here in this amazing country. So we've had tremendous relationships, no hiccups, no conflicts. But none of the people are actually in our biological family. So it's a bit contrived to have everyone working together in that kind of a community. It's good, it's healthy, but it's also like, okay, we'd love some family time. We'd love to sort of be a family, and we can't really do that all the time. So now we can. That's a good feeling, to be back together just as a family. We love everyone and we'll see them again soon, so that's fine, but it's nice to be just our little family unit with our seventh wanderer out in Cambodia, but it's nice to be together as a family. Make our own decisions, cook our own meals, live life. So that's big, that's good, that's really, really good. Our ministry over the course of those 6+ weeks in Suva, we covered a lot of ground. I was explaining what we were doing to a doctor that I met on the bus yesterday on the way back from an island. And I had to just sort of on the fly figure out how to explain it. So I broke it down into 3 categories, and I think it works. 1 is the relational side of things, 2 is the mercy ministry side of things, and then 3 is the gospel presentation side of things. I think the relational side of things was just amazing. The relationships that I formed and that the kids formed with people, Jesse in particular. I mean, lots of amazing relationships were just formed and will continue on throughout the ages. Throughout the ages, these friendships shall stand because of the power of the iPhone and social media, so we can stay in touch. And, I won't start naming names, but I'll shout out to all of you right now. You know who you are. So it's really, really great. Solid church connections with C3 Church. And then, solid connections with different geographical areas. Gawia, G2, Kanoya, on and on. Yeah, I'll start listing everything. You don't even know what I'm talking about, half of you guys. But in different places on the east side of the island's great. So the relational side has been tremendous, like 10 out of 10. Exceeded expectations on the life and ministry side of things. And yes, that is an ashtray in the lower corner of the screen, So I was just out here smoking a cigar this morning. And then the second thing is like the mercy ministry side of things. I think that's what people normally think of when they think of mission work. Like, here's a bowl of rice. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we brought any rice. but we brought toothbrushes and toothpaste and prescription glasses and things, and gave away some items like that. We also gave like sports equipment and all good stuff, food, lentils. Maybe there was some rice in there. I didn't really keep track of that, but that was like part of what we were doing, and I think it was a small part but a good part. Could we have done more with that? Oh, of course, yeah, we of course could have done a lot more with that, but we did do it, and I'm glad that we did. It's not the primary goal of missionary work to give rice to people. That's humanitarian work, I think, but we're Christians. And Christians believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ and the teachings of Jesus Christ. So that's what pushes us to do things, not like a belief in the inherent goodness of man. In fact, quite the opposite. We believe man is fallen and needs a savior. So yeah, we could have done more mercy ministry type stuff. I don't think we fell short in that area, but more would have been better. But what we did was good. And lastly, gospel presentation. That's kind of what drives missionaries. Jesus said, he died on the cross, rose from the dead, and then he spoke with his disciples and said to them at the end of the book of Matthew, go into all the world. Well, he said, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given unto me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the age. And then at the end of Mark chapter 16 says, go and preach the gospel to all of creation, every creature. So that's the gospel, push. Go do that. Go be a missionary. Go be in missions. And you can do that in Canada, the US, Europe, Africa, wherever. It's not like that's, we're in all the world. Jerusalem is kind of is like the starting point, and then everything outside of ancient Israel is the world. So you can do missionary work in Antarctica or whatever, Alabama. You can go do those things wherever you are. But historically, that's been like going into other nations and doing cross-cultural ministry. So our presentation did not go super deep in 6 weeks, but we were able to help the local ministries and what they were doing, mostly with kids. We had tons and tons of kids ministries. Will someone answer that damn phone? Thank you. So anyways, we did a lot of gospel presentations to kids, but it wasn't even gospel. It was like the story of David and Goliath, and Daniel in the lion's den, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So not my cup of coffee, but a lot of the kids crushed it, and the team really did a great job with that. So that opened the door to all kinds of other things. Like one of the guys on the team and I were able to speak to some young men, and I've never really thought of myself as a paragon of masculinity or like husbandry, fatherhood. I do know I'm a good dad, so I do think of that. But we have something to offer, and so we offered it and got to talk with these guys, tell our stories, and share our hearts. That was really cool. Lots of other good things too. So the gospel ministry side of things, like the third branch of what I'm saying, that was pretty solid. One of the big ups for me, which is just coming to mind right now, is that in 2005 I did DTS, and it went smoothly enough. I had some conflict, minor, I'd say, conflict with one of the leaders, but that minor conflict prevented us from going and being missionaries, because I wanted to do that as a lifestyle, or as my life, our life. But that didn't happen, and I thought, man, did I do something wrong? But no, I didn't. We crushed it in 2005 in our outreach, and we crushed it in 2026 in our outreach. Crushed it, you know. There was one point at the end of the outreach, you know, the past, like the week before we left, we were the only family in the house. Power was out. We had candles going in the living area, and it was like lonely, haunted house, haunted missionary house. The ghosts of missionaries from the past were there. But man, it looks like I'm a drug kingpin in Mexico. We got like my private plane with like half a ton of cocaine in it. Where is it? Where is it? There it goes. You know, the part of the compound. Maybe it doesn't look like that. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, 2005, 2026, haunted missionary house. But yeah, at that point it was like, hey, we did a great job. We've started this, we finished this. We went through all the things. Was every second better than the previous second? No. Some seconds and even minutes were not that great. Even multiple minutes in a row sometimes. Or hours or like days. But overall it turned out great. I'm gonna think if there are any more ups. Oh man, the kids. The kids, they absolutely annihilated it. Annihilated it. They did a great job. Relationships and just, proud of my kids. Proud of my kids. My older ones especially, because they were just like, in there like a dirty shirt with ministry. Rival cartel. It's a rival cartel. This video is going to be weird. Kids crushed it. Kids crushed it. I won't go into detail, but very proud of them. And like none of them miss home. It's just wild. There's no homesickness. They're just happy to do what they're doing. Downs. Oh, the power went out like the last week, and I was like, this sucks. What a terrible way to end this outreach. It's like we were in mile 24 of a marathon. Marathon's 26.2 miles. And, you know, it's a marathon. Everyone knows what a marathon is. So you do that whole distance. You get to mile 24, you've had a twisted ankle, you've had some setbacks, you're a little dehydrated, but you're near the finish line, you're like, all right, let's do this. And then all of a sudden you get diarrhea, and then you start running the wrong direction, run into a telephone pole, knock yourself unconscious, have to be evacuated. That's what it felt like. That's what outreach felt like at the end. Like, what's going on? I thought we had this. And we did. We did have it. We weren't evacuated. Everything was fine. We had a family leave in the middle. That was rough. We missed them. It was the right thing for them, but still, we kind of missed them. And yeah, it was loud. There were cultural differences, family differences, different ways of parenting, different ways of cleaning up after yourself, different ways of eating, different ways of preparing food, different acceptance of noise levels. Overall, it's pretty good. I mean, we were pretty aligned on most things. We're all good families, but we're from different countries, you know, the USA, Canada, Zambia. We're different. But that's not much of a down. That's just like challenge accepted, challenge overcome. And yeah, so it's been a good outreach. And now we're spending a week in Nandi and gonna chill. If the background changes, don't worry, I haven't been captured by like Maduro. I don't know, I didn't expect a drug cartel theme from this, but looking behind me, it feels very much like that. Like, come on. It's been wonderful saying all my thoughts. Thank you for your patience as I've just sort of poured them out. It's been great. So thank you for your patience. Remember to hit the subscribe button. It actually makes a big difference, and I get excited when someone pushes the subscribe button because I'm having a good time doing this, and I want to keep it going for a long, long time. So as long as it's growing and working, I'll keep doing stuff. So on that amazing note, you have a fantastic day.